Hello and welcome to New York Talk's post-match reaction on Matt Taylor's opening game as Rotherham United manager. Unbeaten start, but there are a few questions, aren't there, lads? Matt, I'll come to you first and give us your thoughts on the opening day for Matt Taylor.
Underwhelming, very underwhelming. I thought first 20 minutes I thought we were bright, I thought we were positive, lots of energy. No real issue with performance from that point of view. Lucky because I don't think it was a penalty. And it was also one of the worst saves of a goalkeeper from a penalty I have ever seen. It's embarrassing. So from that point of view, we got lucky. The goal they've scored, obviously, a stunner. What are you going to do about that? You gave him 2 yards worth of space and he's banged it in top bins. But what can you do? But we were flat. The second half performance was as bad as it's been in a long time. You could argue it's worse than Saturday. On Saturday were bad. The substitutions were baffling. Shane Ferguson, central midfielder, I don't understand. But there were still sparks. There were little bits in there, especially in the first half, that you thought, I get what he's doing here, I understand. I thought he tried to make the fullbacks work much harder, and they're already working quite hard as it is. Too many individual performances off, and then the substitutions were crazy as well. So, unbeaten. That's a positive. There you go. There's your positive. Cheers, guys.
Right, we'll see you next week. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I think Matt's more or less hit it there. A bit underwhelming. I think we got a sense a bit hyped up that Matt Taylor's going to come in and we'll see that that new manager bounce, a big refresh of the team. And for the first 20 minutes, yeah, I think we did. But for the rest of the game, Mick, yeah, I think a bit underwhelming and a few players off par.
Matt's just nicked up just about everything I was going to say. It was woeful. Second half particularly was just dreadful. I mean, we made a mediocre team in Millwall look excellent, and they are as bad as any side I've seen down here. Well, anybody that we've played all season, they're as bad as anybody, and yet we were struggling when we were hanging on. The players need to take a look at themselves, to be honest with you. For me, I know things are in turmoil. I know things have changed. Everything's changing and everything else. But two performances like that on the bounce, it's not good enough. It isn't good enough for me. And he's got some work to do as Matt Taylor. He's got some work to do, because if that is the level, if they have been overachieving up until Paul Warne leaving, as some people suggested, which I don't agree with, by the way, then if that's the level we're at, we are going to be in some serious trouble this season, without a doubt. And I don't think it is. I don't think that is the level. But they're gonna have to, he's got some picking up to do, because that was as bad as I've seen all season, and probably as bad, include last season in it as well. It was terrible for me. Really poor performance.
I think it will take Taylor a little bit of time to to instill his own philosophy into the team as well. But if that's the benchmark, if you like, that he comes in at, hopefully it's only up from here. Sorry for the jump cut. Matt's phone's very cold. But yeah, just a few individual performances. I thought Norton Cuffy was very good again. Quite rightly man of the match. Victor had an okay game. He pulled off a couple of good saves in the second half. I don't think the stunning save he saved and the ref gave a corner wrongfully. I will have to watch that one back, but we'll wait and see. But we've already picked up on this, a few players off par, and I hate to point fingers, but Ben Wiles again, lads. I mean, Matt, I'll come to you, but what's going wrong with Ben Wiles?
Oh, that's the $1 million question. I thought he epitomised the sort of team. I thought the first 20 minutes he were bright. He were looking for the ball. He obviously won the penalty, which he won. He didn't get fouled. It's a tough one. I think this is the question all Rotherham fans are asking, because we as fans, not just on the podcast, but we as fans sort of built up this season with Ben Wiles. We're saying, if Burnley want him, it's £5 million or X, Y, and Z. If anybody pay the money because this is what he's worth as a Premier League player, is he? I'm sure. I still think he is, but I don't know. It can't just be his head turned. It can't just be that. He's better than that. And I don't understand. First thing I'd be doing with Matt Taylor, if I'm Matt Taylor, is sitting down with Ben Wiles in his office and saying, right, what's going off? I know how good you are. We've seen how good you can be. What's going off with your performance? If Ben Wiles performs, he fires us to safety easily. That's how good Ben Wiles is and how good we know he is. I'm desperate for him to do well. That chance in the first half where it fell to him at edge at box, that's for Ben Wiles' calibre. That's bread and butter, it's target. It's not hard. For him, for me, it'd be very difficult. But for Ben Wiles, I know he can do that. We know he can do that. And it's difficult to watch him in it. It's really difficult to watch him play because I just want him to succeed so much. But that's part of a manager's job. That's part of Matt Taylor's job, is to make sure he gets that right and get Ben Wiles right, and we will be singing this season.
I'm just going to quote Wallace and Gromit here. It's almost like the bounce has gone from Ben Wiles' bungee. And we'll pick up on Tom Eaves just quickly before we sign off. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say his first touch is like an elephant. Like, he needs to sort something out, and I do think Matt Taylor is the guy, again with Ben Wiles, to sit him down and sort him out. But Mick, very disappointing not to see Georgie tonight.
Yeah, very much so. I'll go on a limb as well. Tom Eaves is a League One player tops. From what I've seen of him so far. Well, listen, you're right. His touch is no good. He's not one of. I think he's won one header when he came on, which we cheered. Yeah, which is a bit ironic, really, I suppose. Having said all that, he was ragged to death by that number 5. He has his shirt ripped off him. I don't know how many times, and somehow conceded 2 free kicks, which was bizarre. But I'm sorry, he's not for me, unfortunately. We've not seen very much of him, so I'm maybe being a bit harsh, but no, Georgie Kelly for me is a far superior player. But you know, time will tell, won't it? I might be proved wrong, and I hope I am, but somehow I don't see it. I don't know.
Yeah, main positive though, we didn't lose. It's an unbeaten start for Matt Taylor during his Rotherham tenure, and any good era starts with foundation stones like these, where you can see the prospects but maybe not the full picture just yet. Rome wasn't built in a day. And on that note, lads, we're going to sign off. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again for, what's the next home game? Is it Hull?
Huddersfield.
Live
on Sky.
Live on Sky at ridiculous o'clock. Yeah, 3 goals. Oh dear. Anyway, see you for Huddersfield, guys. Take care.